Have you ever had big goals and big list of tasks ahead of you, and the next thing you say to yourself is you're gonna do it tomorrow, and you end up scrolling social media, and your tomorrow turns into weeks, and your weeks turns into months, and after months you realize that you had a task to finish. That's called procrastination, and don't worry, you're not alone, and a lot of people still struggle with it. And me having struggled with procrastination for years, and now having beat it for good, I'm going to share 5 steps that you can apply from this video to beat procrastination for good. So let's get started. First of all, let's understand why we as humans procrastinate. So you see, procrastination is more emotional and psychological than physical alone. So from a survival standpoint, we as humans are programmed in a way that we try our best to conserve as much energy as possible. So our subconscious mind is trying its best to conserve as much energy as we can. So when we see big tasks, when we see, tasks that are hard, heavy, and that might give us anxiety, might have us thinking a lot, might be discomfortable for us. So we basically tend to avoid that task instead of facing it and going through the pain, the struggle, and the discomfort. And the another reason could be a perfectionism problem. So many people have this perfectionism problem that they wait for the perfect time to start, perfect moment to start, and funny enough, that perfect time and perfect moment never comes. And procrastination is not like this disease that fell off the sky. It's very preventable, it's very beatable, and I have beaten it. So I truly believe that anyone who tries can beat procrastination for good. So now, as we have understand the core reason behind procrastination, let's start with the steps that we can undertake to beat procrastination. So let's start with step number 1. Break big tasks into micro tasks. For example, let's say you have a 20-page report that you have to prepare. So instead of saying to yourself, I'm going to finish all this 20-page today and I'm going to write all this down today, I have to do this, instead of panicking yourself with the big list of tasks you have to do, break it into small manageable tasks. Something like, instead of writing 20 pages today, I'm going to set a timer of 5 minutes and then I'm going to write a paragraph. Another example, let's say you want to start exercising, let's say you want to take fitness seriously. So instead of thinking you're going to go to the gym and then get the membership, then get the gym clothes, then get the gym shoes, and then get the protein shake, and complicating your mind with all this big list of things that you need to do, instead set small goals, small tasks that you can fulfill today. So for example, you can create a task like, when I go to the walk and when I return from the walk, I'm gonna go to the shop and buy a pair of gym shoes. Or let's say if you are overthinking about the gym, the instruments there, and how do I lift all those heavy weights and all that stuff, just set 1-minute timer and do 10 push-ups. And after you finish that 10 push-up, you can try doing more. But set small tasks that you can take right away and try to make things as simple as possible and as doable as possible. Once you start, your brain naturally wants to keep going, and you will naturally start doing more and more, but it will be gradual, but it is 100% possible. This is called the 5-minute rule, and it works wonders. Let's head into step 2. Use timer blocks and remove temptations. You should set strict periods of work and time blocks. For example, you set 50 minutes to work and then 10 minutes you rest. You set, maybe if you cannot commit to 50 minutes, you can set 20 minutes to work and then 5 minutes you rest. And simply focus on one task at a time. Don't be doing this and then that again and doing 100 things at a time. Just set a timer, just set a specific amount of time for a single task. And when you are doing your work, when you set your timer, just remove all the distractions, all the temptations. I personally like putting my phone on do not disturb mode because I get a lot of text and a lot of messages, and I don't want to be there replying to everyone's text or checking what someone sent me or checking the reels someone sent me. So I like putting my phone on do not disturb mode, and I just put my timer on my phone, and my timer is on. I'm focused on a single task that I have to finish, and then after I finish, maybe then I'll check my phone. But I don't even do that. I just don't like stopping. I just finish my work, set a timer, finish my work, maybe take a walk around my apartment, and then come and continue my work. That's what I like doing. But I understand that it's not easy for everyone, and not everyone can work as hard like me in the beginning. Like obviously me myself could not do that in the beginning. So you have to set specific amount of time blocks and work in a particular task at that time, and then maybe give yourself a little break. So let's head into step 3. Reward yourself strategically. You see, our brain needs a reason to work. So you should be tying rewards to your tasks, to your work. So let's say you finish 30 minutes of reading or 30 minutes of writing or 30 minutes of doing a particular research. So you should be rewarding yourself with maybe 10 minutes of scrolling or 5 minutes of scrolling, or maybe something you want to eat, you grab it. For me personally, I like rewarding myself with coffee. So what I personally do is if I work for 3 hours, I'll grab a cup of coffee. And I absolutely love coffee, so it's a good reward for me, and it obviously gives some dopamine to me. And this creates a habit loop. Over time, your brain craves the task because of the reward. Your brain will want to get that dopamine again and again. So the next thing you know is that you are killing your tasks without wasting any of your time. Step number 4, use visualization. Before starting a task, visualize how you will feel completing it. See yourself finishing it and feeling proud that you have finished that task. So I think of myself so highly, and I have put so huge standard of performance for me that if I don't work and if I procrastinate my tasks, I feel like a piece of shit. And to be honest with you, I train 7 days a week and I work every single day. The first thing I do after I wake up is I open my laptop and I start working. And then I hit the gym and then I work all day long. And even right now I'm working. You can see this content because I am working. And to be honest with you, I rarely feel like, going to the gym, and I never feel like creating content. I honestly don't like being in front of the camera, speaking in front of the camera, but I think of myself as someone who gets things done regardless of how he feels. I don't listen to my feelings. I don't wait for my feelings to come, feelings to click to start working or do what I'm supposed to do. I wake up, I turn off my feelings, and I do what I'm supposed to do, and I get things done because I think of myself as the person who gets things done. If I don't get things done, then I will not be myself anymore. And every single morning, every single free time I have, every before sleeping, I visualize myself, killing my tasks. I honestly visualize working more than getting the results. So for example, if I want a new client, let's say, so if I want a new client, I'll rather visualize sending the emails to get the new clients than just getting the new clients. So I hope that makes sense to you. So you should be visualizing yourself working, finishing tasks, and feeling proud of yourself because you finished what you started, because you did what you were supposed to do, regardless of how you feel. And the last step, change your mindset. You see, in the Bible, it says that as a man thinketh, so is he. So your mind is the most important thing in this world. If you can control your mind, you can control everything. So your thoughts dictates your actions, right? So you have to change your mindset. Instead of thinking, I need to be perfect, I need to do this, I need to climb Mount Everest in a week. So instead of thinking like that, you should be thinking of yourself in a positive manner, in a supportive manner. And you should not be waiting for the perfect moment, perfect time, or perfect this and that to start. You should just start taking action. And to be honest with you, to be more open and vulnerable with you, I used to be very shit in front of the camera. Even now, I'm not that good in front of the camera. And it's really hard coming in front of the camera, because I have a perfection problem. So whatever I do, I try my best to do it perfect. And we as humans cannot obviously do everything perfect, right? So what I used to do was I used to take retakes after retakes after retakes, and then I used to just avoid tasks because I wanted to do it perfectly. So there was a huge problem with that. I used to wait for the perfect time, perfect moment, and that never came. And I just did not create content because I had to think, oh, I'm shit in front of camera, so I need to improve my speaking more. And English is my second language, and Nepali is my first language. So that creates another challenge because speaking for 10 minutes, 8 minutes in front of the camera in full English is kind of difficult, and it's kind of a challenge as it's not my mother tongue. But still I create content regardless of how I feel, but still I take action. I don't care if my content looks shit. I know I'm gonna improve gradually. I know I'm gonna look back after a year and laugh how cringe content I was creating and how much I've improved. So you should be changing your core mindset behind procrastination, behind perfection, behind taking action. So you should instead be working than thinking. You should instead be acting than analyzing. So that's gonna help you a lot. And when you start small, you're gonna gradually increase your actions. You're gonna gradually start doing more and more and more. And the next thing you know is you're super disciplined. You don't struggle with discipline anymore. You don't struggle with procrastination anymore, and you can get things done in time without waiting for the feelings to come or without letting your mind control you, but instead you control your mind. And you should take this as a marathon, not as a Olympic sprint that you sprint for 10 seconds and you're done. And if you take it as a sprint, some days you work very very hard, and the other day you sleep all day long, it's not going to take you anywhere. So it's about consistency more than intensity. It's way better to work 2 hours consistently on a particular thing than to work 10 hours a day and then 10 hours on that thing a day, and then the other day you just don't do any work. So take it as a marathon and be consistent more than being intense. So I hope this video helped you, and let me know what you think of this video in the comments, and make sure you subscribe and like the video if you want to be a part of my journey. If you don't want to be a part of my journey, then no problem. So I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care. God bless you.